The last type of defense against a knife, and the one that you want to avoid at all costs if at all possible, because it gives you the least chance of survival or winning, is empty hand against a knife. If you're in a situation you have absolutely no choice, then you have to make the best of it that you can. Use the exact same principles that we've gone over with the knife against knife, stick against knife, whatever it's been. We've talked about distancing, we've talked about timing, we've talked about angles of attack, we've talked about the different targets. We've talked about when you make contact with that hand, the knife hand, you want to maintain contact. Where target becomes very important, not just in what you're striking, it's critical in terms of the target that you protect, you're going to get cut. If you're in a knife fight, the chances are you're going to get cut regardless. You go empty hand against a knife, you're almost definitely going to get cut. And you need to prepare for that mentally, so you don't go into mental shock when you first see blood splurting. The idea is not to get cut, the idea is to survive. I'm going to have to give him a target when he comes in. What you see sometimes, he goes to my midsection, people jump back like this, and I may be moving this target, but I'm giving him a little bit higher, I'm giving him my chest. I have to give him something less than that. We talked about the backside of the arms, or the parts of the body probably the least vulnerable. Arms, we talked about on the inside, there are a lot of structural and functional targets that you want to protect, as well as vascular and systemic targets. Back of the hand, if you're going to take a cut, is where you want to take your cut. Another advantage the back of the arms give you, if he's cutting to my midsection, if I have to give him something, by definition, when I bring this arm in, my arm is also protecting the central part of my body. As I said, that might not be lethal right away, but it'll probably be lethal in the long run. So by using the backs of my arms to deflect rather than grabbing, I give him the least vulnerable target. If I try and grab or push his hand away, we had talked about, from his point of view, that's an ideal target. If he cuts the hand itself, I can't close that hand. I may use complete loss of that hand. If I don't lose complete use of it, it becomes bloodied. I can't grip onto anything. If he cuts the fingers, the tendons in the fingers, I lose the use of the hand. So it's not a good thing to try and grab the knife. I'll try and use, again, the back of my arm, and I'll try and deflect. I'm trying to sidestep either to the outside and starting to close the distance in. Again, this is his best zone for the knife. I'm going to get to the outside. I need to close in the distance. At this point, if I'm in a position I feel comfortable locking, I can do any sort of locks. I can bring the knife back to him. I can use his own knife on him if need be. At the very least, if I get inside here, I don't want to lose contact with the knife. I don't necessarily have to get a lock on it. Even if I'm just here, if I strike somehow to distract him, I may drop on his leg, strike back to the head, take him into some sort of throw, and then take the knife back. I don't want to lose contact. What happens if you do lose contact, I come in with his first attack. Here, I let him pull the knife away. Even though I don't get cut, he's going to get me the second time. So from that initial contact, I don't want to lose it. He goes to pull back here, I stick with him. I jam him up. At this point, again, I can be striking, be dropping down on his leg, somehow distracting him with elbows, other sorts of strikes. Then I can cut the way I want, lock him up if need be, restrain him, whatever is necessary. One last piece about defending empty hand. When you deflect, and I can't go the other way, if he strikes, even if I end up reaching across, still using the back of my hand, I may not be able to always go after that knife arm. I want to distract him. So maintaining contact, I may come in and strike. He still has a knife. This is just going to be for a split second, whatever my strikes are. At this point when he's dazed and damaged, at that point I might take the knife out, and I'm still trapping his leg. I may want to use a knife at that point. Continually want to be striking and attacking.